spicy, mild, or somewhere in the middle. Answering all your questions, so turn it up a little. Is a meat dude, yeah, it's a meat dude, yeah.
My friend the Meat Dude, episode 8. We're back downstairs. We got a couple things coming up this episode. We are going to be very inappropriate on the radio. I think I don't know if I'll have enough maturity to get through this. We're going to talk tallywhackers, meat brackets, and expanding meat this episode. So it's going to, if I can keep the smile and keep it PG as much as we can, I think will be a lot of fun. So last Thursday, you were on the radio, and Tyler Axness had to almost bleep you out.
Yeah.
I want you to expand a little bit on that. And
Yeah, so just to circle back to the KFGO 790
Yes.
live, how the Meat Dude started, just to circle back on that real quick, because I've been doing this for 9 years with Tyler Axness on KFGO, and still do it every Thursday at 2:15. They call me, and it's all live. People texting in questions. And I can't specifically remember what the question was, but it was something revolving around what's the hardest thing in beef to cut through with a knife, which is like a really difficult question to answer. And so what popped into my head is this yellow elastin band that runs from the back of the skull of the beef to like the middle back. So it runs like on the top of the rib loin, and it kind of trickles off like where the short loin starts. And the slang term for that is the tallywhacker. And and because I'm not maybe my mind is a little more mature than yours, but I just use that term free and
willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly, because I guess when I hear tallywhacker, I think this yellow thing that you can whack people with.
Yeah.
So
Which is so common.
Yeah. So I said it twice, like one right after another.
You yell, tallywhacker, tallywhacker.
And Tyler makes a joke, and I think he said something along the lines, okay, that's 2. If you say it one more time, we're done. And so, again, my head was not running down the Wikipedia definition of what tallywhacker is. But at the end of the show, I did ask if Eric, the producer, had to bleep me or not, and that question's still up in the air. I'll probably find out tomorrow, or on Thursday this week, what the consensus is. Because I mean, if you Google, can you say tallywhacker on live radio? I don't even know what it says.
I don't know. Well, I know if you Google that, it's the male organ, blah 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 blah
Right.
blah, and which is pretty hilarious that you're just talking on radio like
Yeah,
it's all
so then this went down the rabbit hole. My old supervisor at NDSU, Eric Berg, which maybe one day we have him on this podcast. It'd be a lot of fun. I actually met up with him for some beers this past weekend in Fargo, and he's been in the meat world his whole life, and he goes, I've never heard that called a tallywhacker before.
Really? So that's just your own deal?
I'm like, there's no way I made this up. Somebody told me in the last 15 years that this strand is called a tallywhacker. I said, I guarantee all of my employees know it as the tallywhacker from here on out.
You know, it's called tallywhacker.
So I'm like, maybe I created this. Well, then this changes the whole dynamic of the radio show, right? But it's still funny. So I said tallywhacker on live radio.
Well, that's all right. That's why we have a podcast, and it's really not a thing we got to worry about. We still, I don't think, technically did say anything wrong. But
I don't know. That's
I was saying,
term.
hey, Mr. Tallyman, that has nothing to do with even a tallywhacker.
Right.
So I have no idea what's going on at that point. But we have something pretty cool. Now, between this episode and the next episode, there will be Selection Sunday in college basketball, and I love college basketball with the big bracket thing. So I was working on some ideas and different things, threw some stuff at Spencer. He brought me back down to reality on how it could actually work, and we came up with the Ultimate Meat Showdown. So now, with the Ultimate Meat Showdown, we have created 4 different regions to try to rank different ways and different foods and what the meat dude is thinking. So we had 4 different regions. We came up with barbecue, hot and fast, low and slow, and sausage and processed. So I'm pretty excited about this. When we were coming up with different types of meats, we wanted to go cow, pig, chicken,
and wild game.
and that was
just it's so hard to. How do you compare a prime rib to a New York strip? I mean, it's just difficult. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's a little more thought-provoking questions in this bracket, but when we get to the final 4 and we ask for input from the audience, that's going to be a tough decision from everybody. So that's what it'll be fun.
I think we'll narrow down some good stuff.
We got the easy part of the bracket.
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll have to do we'll do the final 4 breakdown on the next episode, and using the audience, I think, to maybe help pin down what direction we should go to make the ultimate winner this year. But so we're going to start off with the barbecue bracket. The number 1 seed, we have brisket against the number 8 seed chicken flats. Now,
how did you make those?
Obviously using all the algorithms in my brain and maybe some AI type of stuff.
How are the seeds?
It was on Google searches, Google recipes, menu dominance in restaurants, orders. So who knows? This is what it said. No, I was not just making all that up, because I read it and I was like, oh, he's gonna be happy with this. Look at how we're getting this all tuned in or whatever. So these are legit, not debatable at all rankings of the barbecue.
That's tough.
It will be tough. I kind of thought once we put some stuff out there. I mean, if you're barbecuing a brisket or you're barbecuing chicken flats, tell me about it, man. What are you saying? What's
who's making the brisket? I am.
You're always cooking it, because then it's going to be made to meat food standards.
Or am I like down in Texas ordering brisket versus chicken? Chicken flats. If you go specifically.
Yeah.
This one's easy. It's brisket.
The brisket.
I think there's a reason chicken. I mean, I do like chicken flats a lot. Mm-hmm. That's actually kind of my go-to. Cooking at home right now, because purely time. That's it. I mean, if I could smoke a brisket every weekend, that'd be great.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Timing, it's just tough. So that's about it. Brisket is king of barbecue per se.
Okay.
So it's gonna be tough to beat brisket, but I think there's some contenders.
Well, we'll see here. Then we'll come up to the next one: a 4 seed pork spare ribs against the number 5 seed chicken wings.
Yeah, I think no surprise on the rankings again that spare ribs is gonna. I think the chicken wing is not as good as flats, and definitely not as good as chicken thighs.
So you would almost debate the rankings on this.
Again, like I've been saying since the start of this, the rankings are made up, but that's fine. It adds a nice little, adds a nice little twist to it. And of the pork variety of barbecue, I think spare ribs is the top contender in my book. It's a little fattier rack of ribs compared to pork back ribs, which is in the next seed. But I think that's good pick.
Okay, so then we got the number 3 seed pork back ribs or the number 6 seed chicken thighs.
I've cooked a lot of both. Chicken thighs is honestly my favorite part of the chicken, but I'm not much of a chicken guy.
Now, say you're going to make some chicken thighs, what would you do barbecue style? Would you go dry rub? Is that like
yeah. So like in competition, barbecue chicken thighs is the cut of choice.
Okay.
Most of the time, the trick with a really good thigh is to get as much fat out of it as possible, because there's a lot of fat between the skin and the thigh itself. Mm-hmm. So a little trick I learned over the years is you peel the skin off without completely without completely removing it. You peel the skin off, scrape the fat off, throw the skin back on, just let it sit there. So when you're smoking it and cooking it, that skin crisps up really, really nice, and the color and presentation is crisp and good mouthfeel compared to leaving all that fat on there. It's usually really chewy and not that great a mouthfeel. So.
Okay. Well, does that do it over the pork back ribs?
You know, I got it. I gotta give chicken something.
Gotta get the underseed 6.
I'll give chicken there.
Okay, we'll go chicken there.
I already picked spare ribs. I can't have back ribs versus spare ribs in this rib bracket because that just makes no right. Never be able to make a decision.
Just remember, Spencer had some input into this.
I know. Bit, I did kind of make this up, didn't I?
Which is all fun and games. So,
but I didn't pick the seeds.
No.
Just I want that noted.
Well, we had to have a little bit of controversy, right? The number 2 pulled pork against the number 7 beef back ribs.
I'm gonna go pulled pork. Beef back ribs are really, really good and rich beef product, but they are tricky to make. And the reason we were setting this up is it's more of like it's not necessarily a true meat showdown, but we're trying to incorporate everything. So cooking methods, time, efficiency, I mean everything into one, right? In barbecue, there's a few cuts that you create the same product, but one takes a lot less just because of the meat block that you're working with. And beef back ribs, again, can be made really, really well, but they're touchy. And to render that collagen to the perfect amount where you're not just making shredded beef, similar to like smoking a brisket where there's that fine line between shredded beef and nice carved fall off the bone in this instance. So because of their difficulty to master, they're going to lose to pulled pork.
Right.
Pulled pork is like
so tough to
the
beat.
staple.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than brisket. But pulled pork is like the staple.
Well, we're going to see. It's a number 2 seed, number 1 seed. I think they were seeded correctly, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we're going to go back up to the number 1 brisket against the pork spare ribs.
Oh, this one's tough. This one's really tough.
So have you done some competition with both of them?
Yeah.
Which one do you think scored higher, or do you think you do a better job at?
I would say ribs, but it's again that conversation that we just had about back ribs. Is brisket it's touchy, it's difficult to master. There's a lot of variables that can take your product and make it not, in my head, brisket anymore. Where spare ribs or any rack of ribs is also a little touchy. If you cook it to the point where all the meat just falls off the bone, then it's not really ribs in my head. Right. But yeah, I think we'll move on with brisket.
Okay, brisket. Then you got chicken thighs or pulled pork.
Yeah,
I think you were just kind of.
Man, you can't not have pulled pork.
I was like, you pretty much just moved chicken thighs forward because you didn't want to be like, hating on chicken so much, pretty much. But then that's the question to finish the bracket: brisket or pulled pork.
I'm gonna go pulled pork.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think of the audience, man.
Okay.
I bet there's a lot more people out there who have experience cooking and making pulled pork.
Without a doubt.
Than brisket.
Yeah.
A lot of brisket is very.
You gotta really like
daunting
cooking.
to people.
Yeah, you gotta really like smoking.
Mm-hmm.
The whole process, drinking in your
garage. But I mean, if somebody else is making it for you, would you rather have brisket or pulled pork?
Brisket, absolutely.
100%.
If it's done right, that's tough to turn down. Yeah. When someone says, "Yeah, for the wedding they're going to do a brisket," it's like, "Ooh, yeah."
Nice. Well, my first question is, who's making the brisket?
Well, I take it. That's all you can hope for. That's all you can hope for. Okay, cool. So that's the end of region number 1. So now we got the hot and fast region. So we're going to have the number 1 seed ribeye, which is going to, I think, be really tough to beat, against the number 8 seed, the pork loin chop.
Yeah, so this category is called hot and fast because that is the cooking method of these cuts. So all of these come from middle meats. So they're all tender just naturally, and you're cooking at high temperatures, so hot for a relatively short time, fast.
So you're trying to sear it, or just essentially
hot
always
and fast.
searing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of these cuts can be prepared that way. Ribeye is going to win this, but I just want to note that pork loin chop, and I'll say this about pork, the one thing that it has going in my head is it's very versatile and you can make it taste like whatever you want, meaning that the protein and fat itself isn't loud flavored like beef is. You know, beef really all you need is salt, pepper, and garlic, and you let the beef be the true flavor. Where pork, we cook a lot of pork chops in my house because I like the flavor you can add to it. And as long as you cook it correctly and you don't overcook it, pork chop is really, really good. Yes. Actually, last night, my wife made some pork chops on the Big Green Egg, which I haven't had in like 6-7 months, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I forgot how good pork chops can be. And but you can't overtake
it drew
a
a pretty
ribeye.
bad straw in this whole bracket.
It did. That 8 seed was pretty
it's
rough
like
on this one.
NDSU hitting the bracket. It's like, ooh, they're playing Duke first round. Not good at all.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, Flatiron, which I know is your go-to against the number 5
Flatiron.
sirloin.
You don't even have to say.
We're just gonna get right into the flat. Well, let's go. Well, it's gonna have to compete against the ribeye, so we'll see it here in a little bit. Number 3, tenderloin against the number 6, lamb chop.
Oh, I'm going to throw everybody for a curveball here, and I'm going to go lamb chop.
Okay. Why is that? Why not
I'm not a big fan of beef tenderloins. They dry out too fast.
Can you overcook them, you're saying?
Really fast. There's usually not a lot of fat in there, and so they dry out when you're cooking
So why are you cooking it in the hot fast and not the low and slow?
Because it's
because I'm not the meat dude.
Here we go.
You can call me an idiot.
No. That's a great question.
Yeah.
And the mentality or the thought process you have to go when you're buying meat, and knowing where that piece of meat came from determines your cooking method, right? This is all middle meats. Tenderloin is a middle meat. Does not get used for pretty much anything when that animal is alive. So it's a super, super tender chunk of meat. So anything that's tender, if you cook it low and slow, most of the time you're going to end up overcooking it.
Okay.
And what all that does is break down all of the little bit of connective tissue and collagen that's within that protein, and it's going to fall apart into dry, shredded nothing.
Yeah.
So the only method that I would say something like a tenderloin would benefit from that would possibly fall under the low and slow category would be sous vide. Okay. Where you can set that sous vide at a maximum temperature of 135 degrees. That's the temperature of the water. We should cover what sous videing is one of these times. But
that'll be a good thing.
So then you just hold that product at 135 and it doesn't go over.
Can't go over. Yeah.
Right, because that's what the environment temperature
This
is.
takes a lot longer, obviously.
Yeah. We'll talk about sous videing on another episode. But so that's what I mean by hot and fast. It's the cooking method that's best used in preparation with tender middle meats. Muscles of posture, not muscles of locomotion.
Okay.
You can create a really good tenderloin if you cook it hot and fast and you just make sure you don't overcook it. It's as simple as that. But lamb is really, really good. Nobody, especially in our area of the world, our area of America even, not a lot of lamb is consumed. Mm-hmm. But when cooked correctly is in the runnings for my favorite red meat.
I was going to say, I've never not liked the lamb whenever someone's made it or I've had a chance to.
Same thing, though, talking about tenderloins and how touchy it is with temperature. Lamb's the same way. The joke that I always used to say during all of my shows and stuff that I put on was if you overcook lamb, it tastes like wool. If you undercook lamb, it also tastes like wool. But you hit that sweet spot, and it's amazing.
That's good. So, number 2, New York strip against the number 7 pork rib chop, which is not to be mistaken with the pork loin chop because it's a little closer to the ribs.
No. think ribeye versus New York strip.
Yeah, it's just a little more marbled and a little more.
There's seams. There's the spinalis muscle running over the top, so it's from further up in the carcass, closer to the head, closer to the shoulder, where a loin chop is middle back, and then running all the way back to the sirloin and leg. But this bracket was set up not very great because I'd love to get a pork chop to pass on past the first round, but
It's not gonna make
no, I mean, I think I would pick New York strip over ribeye most days.
It's all on the person who made it and how you're eating it, because you can eat even some round steak and whatever and cook it right.
You can make shoe leather taste good.
Absolutely. All right, so number 1 ribeye against the flat iron.
Flat iron.
Your flat iron's beating the ribeye. Now tell us why. I know we've spoken
Tenderness,
about it before.
Flavor.
Because it's super
Combination
rich
of
flavor,
both.
right?
Super rich flavor and tenderness is superior to a portion of the ribeye. The spinalis that sits on the ribeye is, like, on paper, one of, I think, the most tender, if not the second most tender muscle in the carcass. So.
Okay.
But flat iron is my favorite. I like their size. They're not. Sometimes, I mean, we're getting older, right? You made a joke last time about you getting something stuck up your, you know what. But there's something about just eating a lot of fat in a meal that just jogs me down, right?
Yeah.
Flat iron, you don't get that. Ribeye, you do a lot of times have a lot of fat to work around.
Okay.
Which fat is good, fat is flavor, fat is great. It's just if you can have a steak that has all that fat trapped in the inside of it, and you're not just gnawing on a huge knob of fat like you do with a ribeye, it's a better eating experience in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool. Well, then we got number 6 lamb chop against the New York strip. Number 2.
I'm going lamb chop.
Going lamb chop, flat iron. This one's
Man,
one of the bracket busters.
I gotta tell you, the last time I probably had a lamb chop was over a year ago. Maybe I'm just really excited for Easter to have a lamb chop, but this is no-brainer, flat iron.
Flat iron to the final 4. Okay, sounds good. Next up, we got the low and slow bracket. We got number 1 short ribs against the number 8 pork sirloin.
And this pork sirloin, when I created this bracket, could be it's an in-betweener. It could be a hot and fast, but it works a little bit better in the low and slow category. Not to be confused with the barbecue category. The barbecue is specific cuts, cooking methods over some form of burnt wood, right? Mm-hmm. Low and slow, we're talking crock pot, roasters, Dutch ovens, that type of products. I'm going to go beef short ribs between pork sirloin. Pork sirloin can be made really well, but it's even more drastically, I don't even know if that's good English or not, but it's even touchier than like the middle meats, because the sirloin it's the gluteus muscle, right? So it's right on the rump of a pig, right before the ham takes over. And it's usually very lean and a little bit muscle of locomotion, so it's very touchy with its cooking method, or else it gets relatively tough and dry. So it's not like you're not making shredded pork out of it, or else it'd be drier than dry.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a carving roast and can be done really well. But short ribs is just...
It's going to knock it out.
Yep.
Okay. Then we got lamb shoulder or oxtail.
Oxtail. I did not add oxtail to the list.
You didn't.
This is new. This is the first time seeing this.
Throw a couple in there.
And I like that a lot, because
oxtail.
oxtail.
I kind of figured that would be kind of your jam.
Oxtail is awesome.
Tell people what is an oxtail, or what the oxtail is.
So the oxtail is the tail of beef, and just amazing rich beef flavor.
Okay.
Most people put in soups. When I cook it at home, I smoke it usually, so it might be needed to be under the barbecue. No, I'm just kidding.
You're cooking it wrong.
So braise it and then slow cook it, and I don't like to do it in a liquid base. I just like to do it on its own, pull all the meat off of it, collect all the marrow or anything that cooks out of it while it's cooking, but the meat out of that is some of the richest shredded beef that you'll ever have. But a lot of waste. I mean, there's 5 pounds of oxtail is going to yield you like a half a pound of meat.
Really?
Yeah.
So everything cooks down, and it's just
there's just no meat there.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of bone, and so. But a really, really good left field. That's the Cinderella story right there.
Oxtail out of the low and slow bracket. I like it. All right, number 3, shredded pork, or number 6, whole chicken.
Shredded. Gonna do shredded pork.
Okay.
Now, shredded pork, not to get confused with pulled pork. This one's a little bit of a stretch here, but I'm not anything chicken, not wing, flat, or thighs. I usually don't touch.
Okay.
So that's why I did make the category. But shredded pork will lose in the next round. I can promise you that, because unsmoked shredded pork is also not my job.
It's not that good. Well, there you go. Then we got shredded beef or London broil.
This is shredded beef for sure.
Okay.
So think chuck roast, crock pot, classic meal with
awesome
carrots and potatoes.
Yeah.
I mean, shredded beef is awesome.
Oh,
London broil is the top round, cooked in a carving method, so you're not cooking it to the point that it's falling apart. You're cooking it to a temperature that will start to tenderize, so around the 170 and 180, holding it there for quite a while to tenderize it without fully taking away all the collagen, so it just falls apart.
Okay.
It's very lean, so if you take it up to like 220 to shred it, it's going to be drier than dry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like a round steak. That's where London broil would come from, like a round steak. So picture that texture, that those protein fibers are really large, but it can make really good, like thin sliced carved roast beef.
The best part is you've had all these things and they've tasted really well, and I've maybe only had them a couple times or ever, and who knows who made them, and I was like, whoa, that might not be my thing, but it might be the thing if you maybe just need to come cook for me all the time.
No deal.
That's not. Are you busy or something?
Yeah, I'm a little busy. I gave up my catering apron. No,
Short ribs or oxtail?
Man, probably oxtail.
Oxtail? Okay, awesome.
I don't have much to add. Hopefully I sold everybody enough on oxtail in the last
round. It sounds like
round.
a hell of a lot of work, so I don't know if you really sold me on it.
Slow and slow, man. Throw it in, braise it, and throw it in a crock pot.
I guess, yeah, if it's slow and slow, you got plenty of
all
stuff
day
to
to
do
cook
in
it.
between. Shredded pork or shredded beef?
Shredded beef.
Going shredded beef, and then oxtail or shredded
So
beef?
this is tough.
Shredded beef is tough,
Yeah, I mean that's just such it's comfort food. Shredded beef is comfort food.
Yeah.
Cold, wintry, dreary day, and you started it in the morning, and you come home and it's ready to go, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that over oxtail.
Take the shredded, the number 2 seed.
I will say that I have prepared oxtail in the same exact manner that we are talking about how the shredded beef is normally prepared.
Okay.
And it's just as good. It's just, again, the yield off the bones is kind of difficult to calculate how much product you need.
Right. You need quite a bit then if you're going to have a normal meal or whatnot. Okay, cool. Well, then our final fourth bracket is sausage or processed. So now we got the number 1 seed bratwurst against the number 8 seed wieners.
Man.
There's a lot of different kinds of brats. A lot of different kinds of things.
No, that's what's tough. That's kind of why I like. That's why I like.
Deal.
That's kind of why I like the underdog here of like a wiener.
Right,
yeah.
Dude, that's like the 1 seed hasn't lost ever in this.
Yeah, no. That's why I'm putting some thought into this.
Okay,
but
all right.
Wieners are.
Start the press.
Yeah, they're just when made, and by made I mean like butcher shop meat processor. Wieners are they're just classic.
Yeah.
You know, like a smoked wiener. Bratwurst has just become so full of nonsense, the bratwurst world. I mean, you gummy bear bratwurst.
What?
And what? Yeah,
I never heard of that. That
don't
sounds
even get me
ridiculous.
running down the old bratwurst train. So I'm going to Cinderella.
Okay, you're going knocking the bratwurst out right away. Okay,
Get it out of here.
We'll go with summer sausage, number 4 seed, or number 5 seed snack sticks.
Yeah, the snack stick world right now is crazy, and there's so many people making it and doing it. I have to just go snack sticks over popularity.
Okay.
Now, in our neck of the woods, summer sausage is also very, very popular, and it's one of the highest selling things that
like
we do. But our snack sticks, I mean, we actually do way more snack sticks across the state than we do summer sausage.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, our snack sticks are kind of all over the place,
Kind of a big
and
deal,
and it seems like there's always a market for it,
Okay.
you know, and maybe because everybody convenience exactly.
Yeah.
Summer sausage, we do a lot of pre-sliced summer sausage, but summer sausage you got to take home and cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to take home and cut snack sticks.
Yeah. Which is crazy, but that's pretty simple.
Yep.
I know my son will jump and want like pack of snack sticks
Mhm.
and eat and whatever. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Number 3, country sausage against number 6, bologna. Sounds like the Wishick showdown.
Yeah, no kidding. And their bologna can be categorized in many different types. You're referring to a ring bologna.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's a couple different versions of ring bologna, or we could talk about sandwich meat bologna. That's, you know,
Yes.
essentially the same as a hot dog, just stuffed in a larger casing. But I have to go country sausage.
Tough to eat that.
It's the most simple sausage that's made.
Garlic.
Salt, pepper, garlic, man. And sugar.
All day, a little bit of sugar. Gotta
Yeah.
keep it good. All right, number 2, hot dog against number 7, tangy summer sausage.
So I already have wieners in the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bringing in hot dog.
So you're going tangy summer
I'm
sausage.
going tangy summer
This
sausage.
one, man, you are just busting these rankings up. ChatGPT's going to be like, this guy doesn't know what's going on. All right, number 8, wieners against number 5, snack sticks.
I gotta go snack sticks.
You're going with the hype?
It's tough.
Man, this is just like, it's perfect. Number 3, country sausage, or number 7, tangy summer sausage?
Country.
Country sausage, okay? And then are you going with the trend or the classic?
Classic.
Going with classic, good old country sausage.
And I'm only
Final 4.
and I'm only doing this in a favor to our audience, so that their final 4 is a little easier pick.
That
But
makes sense.
yeah, you know, then if you look at the final 4, they're all going to be a really good matchup.
It's gonna be really, I think pulled pork plays some hell of defense on the
Yeah,
backside.
yeah.
But flat iron, you know, full court press is probably going to take them the
Yeah,
whole way. You know,
so-
it's just,
I mean, country sausage, as already stated, is a staple. Everybody makes a version of it.
Well, it's North
Whether
Dakota,
you're making it in your garage or whether you're a commercial butcher shop, everybody makes a version of it, and it's also the type of sausage that you can have for breakfast, you can have for lunch, or you can have it
Cold
as
at
the
night.
main or the main meal at supper. You know,
Yeah.
the main protein source. So it's versatile.
Yeah, this will be fun. We got number 2 pulled pork against the number 4 flat iron. And then on the other side, we got the number 2 shredded beef against the number 3 country sausage. So, I mean, it is a true Cinderella story having these middle seeds in here in the final 4. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be posting this. Hopefully we can get some input from our listeners. We will actually have a guest on next week that'll probably help us go over this and make some of the final breakdown to this. And we'll have a little bit of the input from the audience. And then ultimately, I think the meat dude will have to choose what the ultimate showdown meat is. Okay, cool. Now that we've got it down to the final 4, I think we're going to be able to, once we get some more participation from the audience, we're going to be able to break that down next week with our guest, Emma, from Emma Designs. From the first few episodes, she's our sponsor and whatnot. Now we're going to have her on as a guest,
Yeah.
talk a little marketing in the industry, also give her apparently the only female vote, and we're giving this, so she's speaking for women across the board.
That's good.
Universal. So no pressure, Emma, if you're listening. Keep it all together. I'm talking for weirdos everywhere, and he's talking for butchers. So we'll figure it all out. AskTheMeatDude@gmail.com. Please send in your questions regarding anything. We want to talk about anything meat related, industry related, whatever's on your fancy. If you're wondering what the Meat Dude's thinking about, we want to be able to bring that information to you. And then, the final 4 voting. Next time we get back, the brackets will be out on the 15th, I think, the Selection Sunday, so I'm pretty excited. Our next episode will be like the 20th, so we'll already be watching basketball,
Nice.
and pretty excited about that.
March Madness will be in full swing.
Yes, love it for sure. So I'm Patrick. This is my friend, the Meat Dude, Spencer Wirt. Thanks for listening to episode 8, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
That sure smells good. Firing it up in the backyard, cracking one. It's time to chill. From the ranch to the steak, take it from the farm and put it on your plate. It's the meat dude, yeah. It's the meat dude, yeah. All the degrees from universities, bringing science in on how hot it's supposed to be. It's the meat dude, yeah. It's the meat dude, yeah. Spicy, mild, or somewhere in the middle. Answering all your questions, so turn it up a little. Is a meat dude, yeah. It's a meat dude, yeah.